right. Make sure we're going here. All right. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to part 5 of the challenge lock creation series. I decided to go ahead and just film this live. The picking attempt and naming of the lock. I'll go ahead and show this. Everything is as it was in the previous video, put together, and it works just fine. So we'll go ahead and try to attempt this. I have no idea if I'll be able to actually pick this or not, but yeah, we'll see here. So how's everybody doing today? By the way, here is the bidding again. This is definitely going to be hard. I think majority of the picking we can do with the DeForest diamond here. We will see. I don't think number 5 is going to be able to be picked with this, so we're going to go ahead and try to do an SS Devs deep hook, and we will see if we can get there. Of course, I am still quite rusty from my break, and so we'll see. Who knows? I might not be able to pick this. I mean, it's definitely a hard lock, so we will see. All right. I'm going to attempt it first counterclockwise, and we'll see if we can get somewhere. Okay, we got a tiny little click off of 1, which is interesting. Okay, we have a false set already. Well, maybe not. That was it just rotating in the vise. So I can get this back into focus for you all. I thought I had a false set. Okay, we have very stiff on number 2, which makes sense because we have that high work pin. Okay, double click on 2, another click on 2. It's all good, Knox. How's it going? Okay, another click on 2. We'll see if we get caught up in the counter milling here pretty soon. Okay, there we go. I am getting some counter rotation. Okay, I'm gonna bounce it just a little bit. We are in a false set now. Very small false set. But I'm assuming that is the counter milling on 2, which is totally understandable. Okay, we have another click. We are dealing with that high work pin, so pretty crunchy. Oh yeah, core mods are always super fun. Of course, I would like to get a, what are they called? They're called Saubers. They make core modification a little bit easier. There's a place called Rio Grande that sells them less than 3 millimeters, and you can cut like super accurate cuts in them. I just haven't ordered one yet. All right, have some more clicks on 2. More clicks on 2. There's a lot going on with that one. Hopefully I haven't overset it. We'll see. Hey, Kraken. And welcome back, the Not Ginger. Okay, I needed to readjust. I was pulling it out of the vise. So have you all come up with any more names for this lock, by the way? I will be doing a draw in this video a little bit later, picking the name. So if you have any, go ahead and drop them in the chat. I will gladly add them to the list. Okay. We're definitely binding up on something. See if I can do some light tension here. Okay. I think that is... 3 is very stiff. Why is it so stiff? Let me check this here. 1. Okay. I believe number 1 is set. I believe. So I don't want to touch number 1 anymore because I don't want it to overset and fall into that trap. Let's see if I can get this back in frame. Okay, a little click on 2. Okay. Are you sending me something, Knox? Guess I'm a little bit confused. All right, I'm in something here. I'll continue looking for some feedback. Oh, okay. Okay. You're sending Not Ginger something. Okay. I was confused. I didn't know about anything. All right. That's what I get for splitting focus. Okay, we have a little more crunchiness on 2. I'm feeling 1. Okay, I did get a click on 1 again. By the way, this is my first time attempting this lock, so I am learning it as we go. It's going to be... I can already tell it's going to be hard. Okay. Ooh. Okay, we just got something. I touched, I believe that is 3. I got a little bit more movement. Oh yeah, I'm more than happy to do trades with people. Something I did want to mention during this stream is I'm going to be heading out of town, and I will be gone for roughly about 3 weeks, starting this Friday. Some situation happened where I need to leave, so I'm not going to be able to do part 6 next week. I will have to finish that when I get back. But I am going to be the only person leaving, so I will be able to receive stuff if people are sending me things still. But I wanted to kind of update everybody about that so nobody thinks I've just disappeared. As for a custom pick, ooh, that's a tough one. Are you referring to a specific like purpose type pick, or just like a generalized pick for locks? Okay, I dropped something. You know, I'm gonna start over, see if I probably got into one of the traps. Oh, that is very tight in 2. Okay, we gotta click on 2. I'm gonna try to kind of like preset 2, maybe. Lucky that I actually already know what's in the lock, so I might be able to bypass a little bit of it. 3 is a very, very tight. Okay, so like aesthetically pleasing type lock. That's a tough one. Preferably, I want something that is very lightweight and close to the actual base metal, because I really like to have good feedback. I definitely want something, I don't know, very cool. I'm really into like titanium stuff. So like a good example of that be my screwdriver here. This was a pretty inexpensive, surprisingly, for titanium. But if there's some form of like titanium color elements, that'd be really cool. I know titanium's pretty hard to deal with, but it would be lightweight. It'd have really good feedback to this. Obviously, I don't know if I'd make the pick itself out of titanium. I would like to have kind of like La-Lock Tools metal, just because you can bend it back much easier, and I don't want it to like just snap. But the handles, if it's thin but comfortable, and either looks like titanium, maybe black too. Black would be cool with some like titanium looking accents. That'd be really cool. In a perfect world, I would love to have titanium handles though. And maybe like black zirconium highlights, but I don't think anybody could do that. Okay, we got something. I do like brass a lot. Yeah, that's really good. But I am definitely a sucker for titanium stuff. Yeah, I always have titanium pretty much on me in some capacity. That'd be cool. Yeah, definitely that would be very cool. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll have to show. Oh, I don't really have any printed right now, but I have a few different options for vices. I have my hand vise 2.0, of course, which I can show. And this is like a limited version of it that I was playing around with. But This is like my special one, basically. This is a Hand Vise 2.0, and then I have a desk vise, and I also have a mini vise, and the mini vise is pretty sweet because you don't need to clamp it to anything. You basically just hold it with your hand, but it goes against a table, and it's very small, which I really like. I do. I don't know. I mean, I guess it is like a teal. Personally, I would call it like a diesel color. I have a backpack that's the same color as this. It's very hard to, it's hard to see on camera. Like, it looks blue, but in real life, it actually is a green color. It's like a dark blue green, and I've heard that being called diesel blue or diesel green or something like that. Yeah, that's a bit harder to come by, that color. So it's like very rare if I print anything in it, and I probably won't sell them in that color, at least not yet, just because managing multiple colored things and having stock is kind of hard. Maybe once I get a second printer and a little bit more room to store things, I'll be able to print off multiple of each and store them. Okay. I'm not getting very far with this lock. Guess I did a good job making it. Okay, we gotta click on, I believe that is 5, which is odd. Okay, 4 is very tight. Oh, wow, okay, that's very tight. Let me move on to something else. Maybe that's, okay, 2 is pretty tight. I'll lighten up my tension just a little bit. Yeah, I'm always available on Discord, so feel free to hit me up on there and chat. Okay, we're gonna click on, let's feel that again, 1, 2. Okay, we have a click on 3. 2 is very tight. That is funny. Yeah. I definitely am glad that that kind of just shows up on there so easily. Okay, we've got 2 clicks on 2. Another click on 2. So yeah, since I am leaving very shortly, I shut down the shop on Etsy, but as soon as I get back, in it's about 3 weeks, I will be putting that back available for everybody so I can start selling stuff. And I do have a stock of filament now, so I'll be able to make black and white and add some stuff to the shop. How did you like Zeus's Fury, by the way, Ginger? I am really struggling to get a lot of feedback on this, which is kind of surprising. I don't feel like I'm getting much of anywhere, which is a good sign. I wonder if I overset number 4. I could have done that. What pins did you think that you had set? Okay, we gotta click on 5. You know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna switch over to a deep hook and go for number 5. See if I can get a little bit better movement on it. Okay. It is our high one, so okay, we did drop something. Lightening up tension a little bit. Wow. Let's see if we can get this back in focus. Keep losing focus for some reason. Okay, we have a click on, I think I may have overset that. But we do have a bit more of a false set. Let's see if I can not lose this. Just a little bit. I don't know how that will do. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, definitely Zeus's Fury was a very, very hard challenge lock that I made. And oh wow, yeah, Duke's Downfall. I enjoyed making that lock. I enjoyed making both of them, to be honest. I think they were just really nice base locks. Let's see if we can get that back in focus. And I really had a lot of fun making those. I also had a lot of fun making double dip. That was a challenge, but getting it to be successful was very fun. Lovely. Sorry if it's a little bit noisy. Got some neighbors. Yeah, that was a very fun lock to make. If I can recall, yeah, I got that one open for sure. I got Zeus's Fury open, and even I believe I got Titan's Rage open. But you know, I'm a little bit. It's not the same, I don't think, because I know what's in it. And I had just made it. Like this one has sat for almost a week, so I've kind of forgot exactly how to do it in a sense. If I had just made the pins and then threw it up, I'd be able to probably get it open immediately, which it's a little unfair, to be honest. It's not an accurate representation of picking it where this is. Okay. I have to be oversetting either 1 or 4. I'm assuming I'm oversetting 4, and I'm falling into that trap. Let's see here. I may have the lock a little bit too loose. Let me go ahead and see if I can tighten this back end up a little bit. Sorry, I'm off of camera. Oh, that's too tight. So it's definitely within the range. Yeah. Yeah, I made those special for Georgia Jim, and he reiterated a few times how much he liked them. I'm amazed. I'm very happy that he got those open, to be honest. I I thought it was gonna take him some, a while. Seriously, my goal was to keep him out for 5 minutes. That was my goal. I never expected it to take him so long to get them open. Okay, we have a little bit better feedback going clockwise. I already have a little bit of a false set. Okay, one is not overset for sure. I think we fell into one of the deep sections. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of a counter rotation. I haven't done any manual counter rotation in a while. Getting out of focus here. Mighty Mouse is, last I knew, was Picksmith had Mighty Mouse. I'm not sure if he sent that overseas with double dip and everything. I'm not 100% positive. That's a hard little lock. For how tiny it is, that thing is hard. Okay. Okay. So I just touched 2 again and fell into that false set. I'm gonna have to see if I can bounce that into place. Okay, I believe that number 2 is set now. Okay, we got a tiny little click off of 3. I think that might be set. Let's see if we can do that gently. That taper might get me though. I'm gonna move on to 4. Hitting the locks with a ratchet might actually work with some. Okay, we got a click off of 4. I'm gonna be a little gentle. Now that I'm moving on to 5, I'm gonna skip over to the deep hook and see if I can get this. Okay, a little bit of a click on 5. Move back to the D4's diamond. See if I can go all the way to the back. Okay, we did get a click on 6. Let's go back and check 1 now. Yeah, we're binding on 1 finally. Gotta be super careful. We don't want to pop it up over the shear line too much. Oh, it's tight. Okay, we gotta click on 1. I believe 1 is set now. Unless that center pin dropped down. Set on 2, I believe. Yeah, feels like it. Okay, 3 seems really tight. Hopefully that's not overset, because that'd be a problem. Okay, we gotta click on 3. Okay, go back to the front. Okay. Got a little bit more of a click on 1, but it's still not in the trap, which is nice. Click on 2, so it must not have been set. See, okay, we got a little bit more of a click on 2 with some manual counter rotation. See if we can get some more feedback. Okay, now I am on 4, just quite low. Are you referring to this lock, Ginger? Okay. I have to go back to the depoke. What was I just working on? Number 2. Well, I have my little plan here from part number 2, and we have some serrations. This isn't exactly perfect just because we did adjust things in part 3, but yeah, I was working on 2, so it's going to be a high work pin with multiple spools, and then from there, go over to the other side here, we have a counter milling with threading and threading up top. I'll let you look at that for a moment. That'll focus, that is. So that is what we're dealing with. It's definitely a difficult lock, for sure. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely a monster. Okay. What are we caught on? It's most likely 2 or 5. Okay, I'm not feeling anything. Thinking it's probably 5. I'll bounce it just a little bit. See if we can let this focus again. I think I should name it Monster or something. That might actually be a good name for it. I have to add that to the list. Call it Monster or something like that. I'm glad that the sound is really good. It's kind of hard. I'm dealing with my my phone's mic, so I'm always kind of worried about sound. I can't hear it, so that's really good to know. Cerberus squared. Where's my list here? I'll have to write that down. But of course I don't have a pen. Yes, I do. So you want me to actually like square, like put a square on it? I might add monster to the list too. Monster, yeah, pretty cool. All right, I will. That would work. I do like the name Cerberus for sure. Well, I'm thinking, I'm looking at the pins here, and it definitely, I think it'd fit, because there's like, for like 2 and 5 have like 3 stages you have to deal with. So Cerberus would be a good name. Or Little Monster, yeah, that works. I don't know, since this is pretty standard lock, I'm not 100% sure about that one, but if you want me to put it on the list, I will gladly put it on the list. I could see like a cabinet lock or something be named Little Monster for sure. I will write it down though. And all right, getting a pretty decent list here. Okay. Trying to feel for some proper feedback. Switch back over. Okay, we got a little tiny click just brushing against number 2. Okay, I think we have something on 3. It's quite solid. Hopefully, I didn't overset it. My peg here, or my tensioner slipped. Let's see if I can, oh, I think I dropped something. Darn it. Let's check here. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna release just a little bit. Okay, we did have a little bit more feedback on 1. I have to be really careful though, because the lip or the top surface of 1 is super sharp, so we don't want to get it above that shear line. Okay, 3's pretty solid again. Why is it so solid? I'm very curious about that. It's just a taper, so I don't know why it's causing issues, unless I'm overset, which that doesn't really make any sense. Yeah, I could be overset now though. Yeah, I just manually forced it to reset itself. Interesting. Times the H. I like trudging into Tartarus. That's perfect, actually. It'd be a good name too. But surprisingly, this is not my hardest log by any means. Okay, we have a little bit of a false set when I bumped into 2. Now that it's reset, okay, there's a click. I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to kind of like skip 2 a little bit. Okay. Medusa would be a good name for it. Yeah, for sure. Or Medusa and Snares, like two name. That'd be good. Might have to add Medusa to the list as well. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of possibilities for getting caught in traps. Mainly, we just have two traps in here that you have to reset the lock for. But it definitely could be harder. But it also could be a lot easier. Okay, so I think two is set. Click on 3. Let's try this again. 1, 2, 3. I think 3 is set. 4 is a little stiff, but I feel like I might overset it if I go too intense. Let's go all the way to the back to work on 6 and 5. Hey, Pocket Woman, how's it going? Okay, we have something on 6, I mean. Okay, double click. Okay, another click on, I believe that is 6. Double click on 5. 5 is that really high one. So I might want to actually preset that one later if I don't get this. Okay. Just got something on. I believe that's for just brushing against that. Let's work on 2. Okay, we got a little tiny click on 2. I think 1 is probably binding now. It is. So that must be a trend. It binds after dealing with 5 and 6. Okay, click on 1, and I don't think that we are overset or in that trap. I'm gonna check that. So if I'm caught in that trap, there's no way that I'll be able to. I'll have to reset it, I should say. So, right on this line. Okay, I believe 1 is set. Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. Now, this was a fun key to make. I really enjoyed making this key a lot. And it's amazing how good it works for being so deep in some of these. And especially when I drilled out a couple of the chambers. Goodness gracious, the altered nose really helped a lot. All right, let's go ahead. Ooh, what are we? Okay, we have something on, that's 2. So 2 must be caught. I'll bounce my tension just a little bit. What am I caught on here? Okay. Okay. Got some more binding on 1. Got to be really careful because it's like right at the edge of the shear line. No. Okay, we still have not fallen in the trap. Very nice having that trap in number 1 because you can tell. Oh, goodness gracious. Now number 2 is really binded up, or bound up. Probably in the counter milling now. Ooh. I have to counter rotate. Okay, let me check. Tiny little click on 2 again. Click on 3. Four is pretty solid, but I don't really want to mess with it too much because I really don't want to overset 4. That one's the hard one to not overset. Definitely caught on something, just don't know what. Okay, I think that was 5. I just hope I didn't overset number 4. Don't think I did. You know, I actually was just thinking about something. So, Pocket Woman, do you by chance know if there is a list of like Lockwoods that everybody likes, or if anybody else is on the stream that knows a list of Lockwoods that people collect or anything like that? I'm looking into eventually collecting some if I can. I really like my 334B, and I want to get some more of that to go with it, basically. So if you have any information on that, I would be greatly appreciated. Okay, we have some clicks on 6. Okay. Really hope we're not overset. Problem with this lock is, or locks that I put traps in, is if you fire the trap, you won't know. And you'll be sitting there picking for like 45 minutes and you have to reset it to be able to actually get the lock open, so. Okay. Something fell. That could have been 5. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this picked today. Not 100% sure. This is definitely a hard lock. And I do know that it works. We got pretty far. I felt like I was pretty close there, and then I overset number 3. Let's see if I can get that back in there. Yeah. We could have got a little caught up on something. Sometimes it's nice to throw the key in there and then reset everything. Maybe I'll try this like one more time. Maybe 2 more times, depending. And see if we can finally get this. There was definitely something stuck in there, though. Like, I'm assuming we were stuck on some threading, which, you know, it's bound to happen when it's kind of new and things haven't worked in. Hey, Jay, how's it going? Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and try this again counterclockwise. Okay. Let's get a good grip on here. Grab a sip. Delicious. All right, so nothing on 1. You always send some great packages, Jay. Goodness gracious. We were bound on 2. Ooh, there we go. We fell into one of those the counter milling. Oh, nice. I was mentioning earlier that I will be leaving town this week for roughly 3 weeks. So I wanted to do this live stream and kind of name the lock, as well as attempt to pick it for anybody that is just joining us. Okay, that was a click on 2 again. Okay, we have one more click on 2. Man. I have no doubt if I ever sent this to Picksmith, he'd have it open in like 15 minutes. Speaking of, I'm gonna have to figure out who I'm gonna send this lock to. Maybe whoever wins the naming contest or the naming draw, possibly. Don't know. That's cool, by the way. You going to a concert? Okay, what are we caught on? See if I can kind of bounce that number 2 out. Okay. Click on 3. So that's probably set. Okay, we are definitely bound in the counter milling for 2. Okay, we got that out. It's a little bit of manual counter rotation. What are we bound on now? No way. Okay, number 2 is bound again. Okay. We have that out once again, or at least into the next step. It's a very interesting lock. I think when I designed this, the aspect of how you have the trap and then the high work pen after it, it's really playing off each other. And I keep going back and forth between the two, which was my goal. So that's working. I definitely like it. Pretty deep threading, Ginger. I definitely went all the way. So like in the core itself for 2, I went all the way down until my tap bottomed out. And with the Bible itself, I actually I did the entire thing as well. And it's, I wouldn't say like super deep, but deep enough that like, if you look here, it like cut into this really thin wall. So they're definitely pretty sharp at first. And then I kind of took the burrs off of the inner edge. Okay, we're bound on 1. Go ahead and try to get that set. Okay, I think 1 is set. 2 is bound again. Okay. I think 2 is set now. By the way, sorry for all the noise. A lot of noise going on around here. Now 1 is bound again. Goodness. Okay. Okay, now I think 1 is set, and I feel like 2 is set. 3 is pretty good. Well, that's good that you guys can't hear all of the noise around here. Our neighbor has a barking dog right now. Plus, there's a lot of traffic going on, so makes sense. Okay, I just set, what is that? I think that's 4. Okay, we gotta click on 3. I think 4 is set, possibly. That one's the hard one. We have a click on 5, and we're into one of those deep spools. I hear you, not ginger. I definitely, I missed it. I was gone for like, I don't know, what was it, like 3 months or something like that. And when I came back, I was super rusty, but I really enjoyed getting back into it. Okay. 6 might be set. Let's go on to 5. Click on 5. By the way, Jay, where did it go? I worked on your lock you made me. Yeah, I worked on it the other day for a little bit of time, and I felt like I got really, really close, but I had to stop. I had some stuff I had to do, so I wasn't able to get it in my first session of picking it. But that's very good lock, by the way. Really nicely done. About 1 billion clicks in that thing. I'm assuming there's a lot of rattlesnakes in it, which just makes it very fun to pick. Of course, having what is it, 8 chambers in it, that's definitely a tough one too. So I think that would be my first 8-chamber lock, if that's the case. Okay. You have to correct me if I'm wrong there, but be my first one. Okay, what are we caught on? I feel like we're doing pretty good though. Look at that false set. Very nice. I'm assuming that I'm stuck in one of the counter milling. So I'm thinking, so that would mean that I'm either in 2 or 5. And 5 being how difficult it is, I think that's the one that we're stuck in. Because I'm pretty positive I've already set number 2. Let me check 4 here. Oh, wow. That's a lot. I was expecting there to be more rattlesnakes, to be honest. The 2 pin and pins are definitely going to be messing with me. So how I get out of counter milling, there's a couple different ways that I do, but mainly I try to float pick that chamber. So I'll get my pin in right on it, and then I will slowly manually counter rotate it the opposite direction as I lift up, and sometimes that'll help. You have to be really careful with that though, because you might drop other chambers by doing that. You can also do it a little easier if you drop in another tensioner, and that allows you to keep better control of the movement. Sometimes, like when I first started picking, I actually taught myself, I never learned this from anybody, but I kind of taught myself to do that without a second tensioner. I would like pull up and then slightly manually counter rotate as I'm going in the chamber. That was kind of my attempt to deal with certain hard spools. I never dealt with counter milling at that point in time, but that helped a lot. But I also came up with a method to what I call hop picking, and it's really hard to show here. Eventually I will kind of make a tutorial on how to do it. I don't know when that's going to be, obviously, since I'm leaving. But hop picking entails bouncing your fingers on your tensioner and bouncing the pin itself. So like I'll bounce the pin up and down, and then bounce my tension off of the tensioner, the severity of the tension anyways, and sometimes that will knock it out of that counter milling and pop it up past the shear line. It is very hard to show, so I haven't made a tutorial on how to do that yet, but anyways, that's how I do it. There's plenty of methods though. Hey Picksmith. Well, pretty much the whole stream. Actually, I've been attempting it multiple ways, kind of getting used to it. Nothing successful yet, but you know, this is the first time I've attempted to pick it, so so far so good. I've definitely got pretty far. I have no doubt you would get it very quickly, though. Yeah, exactly, Nox. It's like a more severe version of throttling tension and jiggling. Right. I go in on 5 again. Kind of like this here. Probably gonna have to put a little bit of counter rotation on it manually. Okay. There's no way that I'm better than you, Picksmith. No way. Yeah, this lock definitely still needs broken in kind of too. You know, I need to work the key a little bit more so it's nice and smooth. Okay. Okay, we got somewhere. Are you talking about straight 8, Jay? You don't want me to take that apart, correct? If I can ever get it picked. Okay. Okay. Now 2 has dropped down, so I'm gonna have to pop that up. Ah, just dropped something. Let me go back. Oh no. Sorry to hear about your cat passing away. My condolences. Couldn't imagine what you're going through. Okay. I think I'm back where I was before. Speaking of gutting that lock, how do you even do that? That thing is interesting. I can't reach it at the moment. I do have it next to me, but I just can't. It's out of reach. Okay. I think, if I can feel that correctly, that's 3 working its way up. I don't want to push it too hard because I can overset it really easy. Yeah, that is always really difficult, losing animals and companions like that. That's sucks. Actually have a cat myself. I couldn't imagine losing her. Yeah, you missed it. I actually did that earlier. I pushed 3 hard and I reset everything. Like all of them just like all at once was reset. It was great. Okay, that was 6. Okay, we have a click on 5. Oh, that's tight. So I'm gonna have to, I must be stuck in some of the counter milling on 5 again. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Having that slide pulled out a little bit. What I can do whenever I gut it, this will probably be beyond 3 weeks from now, sadly. But I'll like make sure it's in like a container or something. So even if one of the springs shoots out, it'll catch it. I'm glad that you were able to spend a little extra time with your cat, having that, knowing that it was coming. That's kind of a blessing in that regard. we gotta double click on 2. I definitely keep playing ping pong with the pins. Okay. If I'm feeling this correctly, we may have overset number 4 again. Oh, I don't know if I will get it picked. Oh, I almost had it. Or at least I thought I almost had it. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Yeah, it's good to hear that you're able to get some proper time with your cat before she passed. Okay. What are we stuck in? It's definitely not 1. I hope I didn't trigger a trap. Okay, no. So close. I can feel that we're close, for sure. I almost have it picked. Okay. 1, it's got to be set. 2, it's got to be set. 3 feels like it's set. Unless we're in that trap on 4, which we could be. Let's go ahead and show you this. This is the fall set that I'm dealing with. That'll focus properly. Pretty decent fall set. I really hope that we're not in a trap. I'm trying to think here if we are or not. I almost thought I had it there for a moment. I definitely feel like we're very close though. If we are in the trap, I mean, we had to have gotten everything else perfect. I'm gonna check 4 again. So 1's good. might be stuck in 2. Yeah, we could be stuck in 2, but there we go. Push on it a little bit harder. Okay. Okay, there we go. 1 has to, or 2 has to be set now. So I wonder if it dropped down and then got stuck. Man. The last comment Picksmith made was that he had to drive again. So so hopefully I can get it picked, or I don't get it picked. He said. Okay. Okay. Go all the way to the back here. Ooh. Okay, we gotta click on 5. Man, I am feeling like I'm super close. I mean, it's been like 80 some minutes now. I should be close. It's a hard lock. Okay. Okay. It's gotta be 5. And holy crap, I just got it. Yes! Oh, I knew I was close. I knew I was close. Look at that. Yes. That was a shock. I didn't expect it to open. But I got up in 5 and I like forced it up. Oh man, look at that. Wow. Look at that. I can't believe I just got that open. Of course, yeah, it definitely was 5, 100%. Of course, you know, I am a little bit, it's been a little bit unfair because I know what's inside of it. But at least now I know that it is actually pickable. And even with me making it, it took me 80 some minutes. So that's definitely a good indication that it's very hard. But heck yes, I am stoked. And I'm glad I got this all live. That's fantastic. Wow. Oh yeah, I wasn't expecting that. That was fantastic. Let's go ahead and show that it is actually open fully, as you can see. And I might as well try and gut this just to show you that everything is the way it was in previous videos. Yeah, it's definitely very intimidating for sure. Let's get this in there. There we go. Wow, I got it. And I got it live too. Let me go ahead and I will drop this right here so you can see it. And get my vise out of the way. And clean up my little area here. We definitely got a few little chunks of brass out of it. That also could have been for my vise, but yes, that is a Sargent. I purchased this lock specifically for making it into a challenge lock. That is a Sargent. All right. Wow. I'm so stoked that I was able to get that open. It definitely took me a while, but I did get it. Did get it. Not to mention, oh, thank you. Yeah, this is very good. These are really nice locks. Sargents are fantastic. I really like you said, the bow is really nice. They have really good grip on them, and they have some really good keyways too. But I chose this particular keyway just because it's kind of like what I had available. Excuse me. And it definitely looks kind of misleading in a sense because it looks kind of easy, but in reality it is a hard lock, as we just saw. So let me go ahead and pop this in here and get this thing out of here. There we go. Oh yeah, we can definitely see some brass here. Wow, okay. I've done this in a little bit of time. Meaning I haven't picked challenge locks in a while successfully. Well, basically with the challenge locks, what I try to do is I try to get a variety of different locks, and I really do like Sargents a lot. A lot of times what will happen is I'll purchase a kind of like a group of locks, like base locks together, and then choose from that group of locks what I want to make with what. And originally I was going to have this Sargent as like an easier lock, but I wanted to challenge myself and try to make it really, really hard. So I saved it for this series. But there is the core. If you guys haven't seen the part 4, that is in its entirety. Try to get that in good focus here. Always not very sure how the focus works with live. It's a bit harder than just filming. I have a little more control over my focus. So there is that. Oh yeah, those overcuts and the undermilling. Oh my goodness, that stuff. Oh, it is a pain, but works. And let's see how good this looks on camera. There are the key pins. I was definitely stuck on 5, but I finally got that open. Fantastic. And see if I can see this okay. Okay. See if I can, not gonna lose anything here. Oops. You know, it's funny that Picksmith said that he hoped I wouldn't get it open while he was gone, and then that's exactly what happened. Very good. Something to really test now that I was able to get it open and everything, and like I put it through its paces a little bit. We want to look at the springs to see if the springs have gotten any type of damage or over compression. That is a good indicator of if we did these pins too tall or too short or anything. By the way, thank you. Let me grab a light. I have the wrong pocket here. So you can see the alterations. So this is 6, 5, and 4 have threading. And then we have 1 and 2 have threading as well. All right, let me go ahead and pick this all up so you can see them. So something I did want to kind of talk about is in part 3 of this series, I made the pins, of course, right? And I went up to 600 grit sandpaper on them. A lot of times what I'll do, and I did mention this in the description, a lot of times what I'll do is I will sand it all the way up to like 1500 grit, and that's for really, really smooth operation. I wanted to kind of just mention that. I didn't show it in the video. It was already like 2 hours and 40 minutes or whatever it was. The whole video actually I broke that down from like 4 or 5 hours worth of footage. So I definitely didn't really show getting super fine on the sandpaper. But I wanted to mention that in this video for you all. And there are the pens. So at this point, now that I was able to get it open and picked, I wanted to kind of get some more ideas from you all for names. I do have a small list here, and I just have them written down on a scrap piece of paper, but I want to kind of get ideas from you all. I will write them all down and we'll draw and pick a name. And you guys can vote if you want, if we should actually roll again or whatever. I just wanted to kind of play it by ear. And then from there, my next video will be part 6. And that part will be me engraving the lock with that name and any type of ideas that we come up with here. And you know, what I can do is I can even like draw it out right now or whatever, and then I will engrave it in my next part. Of course, that's not going to happen for probably 3 weeks or so, but we'll do that. And I will also go through the process of how I make a box for it, or some type of presentation aspect for the lock. From there, we will try to figure out who we're going to send it to, and it'll be done. So we will go ahead and try to come up with some names. Feel free to write them in the chat, and we will go ahead. I'll give you guys a few minutes here, and we can try to figure out what we want to name it. And I'll go ahead and put this back together while we sit here and wait. Of course, if you guys have any questions about the pins or anything, go ahead and you can ask them now, and I'll pick them up and show them to you and stuff. Is that a name you want, Jay? Floaty? Melodic abrasion? That works. Thanks, Snake. I appreciate that. I definitely try to do a good presentation. I definitely like the Medusa one too, by the way. You can have multiple names, by the way. Like, more than happy to add multiple names. Tanglefoot, I like that. Yeah, definitely. It's a good one too. Floaty, I like it. I have your wobbly one too, Pocket Woman. Go ahead and go through these pins with you all. So I think on number 5, what that last thing we were caught on, let's see if I can get this in good focus. We were caught on the very last little edge on the top part of the counter milling. So I think it was basically right here. And it was this direction. I think it was basically like barely right there, and we had to like really force it to pop that up past that. That's what was our last thing that we were caught on. That was kind of shocking that I actually got it open. Thank you. I appreciate that. I can pick that up and show that to you a little better. Of course, I show these pins in detail in part 3. Let's see if I can get a good view of this. This is the outer. And they're kind of the same shape as kind of like a palm tree effect. So they're real sharp angled this way and then straight. And then I show how I'm making that. This pin I made. I will go ahead and show that to you, Knox. Thank you, I appreciate that. So all of the other chambers, so 1, 3, and 4 are not threaded, but the, as you call them, trenched ones are threaded, counter milled, and then I have the over milling here, and then number 6 is threaded as well. I mainly did that because so like 3, and 4. 3 is my what I call the stabilizer pin, and that needs to have really smooth operation up and down. So you don't have, I don't want to give any type of feedback on that because there's tapers in it. And then 1 and 4 are the trap chambers. So I want that to go really, really smooth. You don't really have any type of feedback on it when you stick your pick in, and it's, you don't really feel anything, so you keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing, and then you hit past that shear line and you fall into the trap. So that's the reason why those aren't threaded as well. That's funny, Lock Kraken. Yeah, I would prefer if the name isn't, in the gutter, but that's just my preference, honestly. I like my names to have some type of meaning to them, or some type of, reason for it. Like in my previous video, I talk about double dip, because you have to use 2 keys. So it's like, oh, you're eating some chips and salsa and you double dipped kind of aspect of it. Something cool like that. I do like a lot of these names though. Medusa, that's cool. Yeah, that definitely yeah, that would work too. That would definitely work for double dip. Are there any of these pins that you all want to look up closely at? I do like both of those names, by the way, Jay. Those are really good. Melodic Abrasion is definitely very an apt name. And so is Tanglefoot. I think Tanglefoot is great. I'm probably actually going to take your ideas about covering this up too, possibly. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that in the next part, but we can do a little bit of brainstorming or whatever, and figure that out. So, 1 second here. I'm going to go ahead and add these names. Googly eyes. Yeah, I could add googly eyes to the front. That would be fun. Ooh, that actually gives a really good idea for a name. We call it Cyclops. Cyclops, and we put a googly eye right in the front right there. Oh, that'd be awesome. Okay, almost done. I'll add more. Okay. Jay, are you wanting those to be names of it? Let's see if I missed any. I'm still shocked that I was able to get it open. I'll go ahead and, since nobody wants to see these up close, okay, those, I will add both of those as well. And hey Knox, are you talking about what Jay was saying? Oops. Shot out here. All right. Make sure I have this correct. Patience, that'd be a good name too. Yeah, I like Cyclops as well. With a googly eye. I like Patience as well. That's a good name. All right. And we could probably do both. Do a googly eye and unibrow. Have to go find some googly eyes around here. Actually, I might have some. I may have some googly eyes. Actually, I'm pretty positive I do. Oh, that works perfect. Yeah. This, I definitely plan on doing more with challenge lock making and videoing it and everything. Not 100% positive when this will happen, but I might continue the series a little bit and do maybe like evil locks or different levels of locks. depending on what the community would like. I definitely have a lot of ideas on how to make locks even harder than this, but at the same time, I don't just make evil locks, I make medium level locks as well. So I'm always game to try to make locks a little bit easier for certain people. I don't like punishing people too much, and to that aim, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll make I'll make a really evil lock, right? Really hard, super hard lock, and I'll send it to someone. But at the same time, I kind of make warm-up locks, and to go with it, and that allows them to kind of get a little bit of a warm-up, and kind of see the range of my creating ability. Okay, we're off on our threads. Come on. There we go. Perfect. Fixed my issue. Take that off. I definitely don't want to damage the threads. And I will, just checking the cap here, I will add those names to the draw. And see if I can, so what I'm doing right now is I am screwing it on backwards, counterclockwise. It's a old machinist trick, until your threads click. Once it clicks, you should be in the right angle, and then that will, you're not going to damage your threads that way, which I should have done in the first place. Okay, I think this is a little bit too tight. Let me back it off by one. There we go. Now it's back together, and it works perfectly. All right, let me go ahead and add those names really quick. Autocorrect. Patience. All right, so I have the rest of the names ready to go. And we'll go ahead, and if you want to figure out any other names for it or whatever, just let me know. And maybe I'll go ahead and run it here in 2 to 5 minutes. Yeah, once we're at like 2 hours. Oh yeah, that is picked. I think Picksmith is going to be sad. He missed me opening it. Yeah, I agree, Pocket Woman. We will go ahead, and I was actually thinking what we can do is I will draw from the list 3 times, and then from there maybe we can like all vote on it or something, or I can, you know, draw again. That'd be fine. Oh, you you want to do that? You know, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to write that on here very easily. It's gonna be super small, you know, like right there, super small. I also want to come up with some type of design for it, you know, and you know we can do the body in some pattern or something, and I can draw that out here as well. Well, this is kind of a community project, so it's pretty much what you guys want to name it, within reason, though. You know, obviously, I don't want anything too lowbrow, I guess. So y'all have any questions for me about this whole process or anything like that? Could call it traps galore or something like that. That'd be always good. You know, honestly, I'm not. I could be a lot more accurate with a lot of the locks that I make, and eventually I would really like to do it properly with, you know, like a mini lathe or something like that. And you know, measuring things, a lot of it is by eye, which, you know, that just comes with practice a lot of times. In hours, so that's a tough one. Yes, I want a mini lathe to answer that question. So in hours, since I was filming this and like stopping and talking and stuff, it's hard to say exactly. But depending on the locks, sometimes multiple days. So I guess I can show you guys this. This right here, I don't have all of them in here. And yes, I would love a mini lathe. So this particular set here so this is the first time anybody's seen this, but this is probably going to be part of my black belt kind of like set deal that you can make. And there's actually 3 of them. One's taken apart at the moment, but I'll put that back together, of course, before I submit and everything. But this is going to be eventually a part of my black belt, but also a part of like a possible club. and it's basically, I don't really want to talk too much about it, but this is a club that is going to be hard to get in. We'll say that. One of these locks, like each of these locks, I should say, each of these locks took me about 2 days to make. They are very hard, like very hard. But yeah, well, I'll try to leave it at that. This is just kind of a little teaser on it. But of course, this is how it will come, most likely. I might make a 3D printed box for them, and it'll be all part of my black belt set. I still don't know 100% how that all works, so I'm gonna look into that and try to figure out how I can submit these as my black belt, or a quest for my black belt, as well as possibly impressioning as one of my quests. So we'll see. Hopefully that answered your question, Pocket Woman. But yeah, I mean, it really all just depends on how hard I want it. So, you know, like I said, these ones took me, I think, if this is the correct one, this one took me, yeah, it was about 2 days. One of them took me almost 3 days of like 8-hour time frame. But this particular one that for the series, that's not part of the quote unquote club. I still have to get patches for it for the club, and I still have to engrave these. But this is definitely going to be a gauntlet. Very, very hard gauntlet. Those locks are probably the hardest I've ever made. But I mean, it directly impacts because it took me, you know, literally multiple days to make them. So, yeah. But this one, to be more specific, this one probably only took me like 4 hours, maybe 5. All right, so let me go ahead and get over to the drawing mechanic here, the wheel of names, and get things ready to go. Try to make it full screen here for you all. Let's try to not magnetize things to this. Okay, from the list of names that we have, so this is the list that we have. Let me know. I chose not to use a couple names, just because, like I said, lowbrow aspect of things. But we will go ahead and look at these. If you have any last minute suggestions, go ahead and let me know before I hit shuffle and do this. Yeah. Chicken dinner would be a funny name. I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle this a couple times just to be fair. Oops. You want chicken dinner, huh? Oh no. There we go. Want chicken dinner. I will add that to the bottom here, if I can. Chicken dinner right there, just for you. Anything else? Lazy Susan too? Okay, I'll put in Lazy Susan. That's actually a pretty good name. Dancing tadpole. Man, this is what I just needed to do. Crazy X, tap dancing tadpole. All right. Trying to type this around my camera. So, Crazy X. All right. Okay. Any final ones? Tap dancing tadpole, or Crazy X. Let's see if I can do a better job of getting this zoomed in. It's hard. If I had Chupacabra, yeah, I'll add that on there. If I can spell that correctly. Chupacabra. I probably didn't spell that correctly, but Two Trench Warfare, I like that too. Let's try to get this back. All right. Let me go ahead and get this back ready to go. I will shuffle this a couple more times. No Man's Land? You guys are adding too many good ones. Do some shuffle. Make this all fair. Fair is fair. Did I miss any that you can tell? Anybody? Let's see if I can show this better. I wish I had a setup where I can actually like share screen and all that. That would be nice. Make this easier. Yes, Jay definitely has a lot of experience with naming locks. All right. I will, of course, make sure everything is spelled correctly before I engrave any of these. Go ahead. You can keep coming with them if you want. I'll keep adding them to the list. Is that really what you want to call it? Okay, Boomer? Oh, that's funny. All right. Well, it is 130 minutes into the stream, so I will go ahead and shuffle these real quick. And like I mentioned before, I am going to I'm going to draw 3 names, and then we can either vote on it or I can draw from those 3 names. And I probably won't be using that one, Kraken, even though that is pretty funny. All right, let's go ahead and roll for the first one. Oh, super close. No Man's Land. Let me write this on another little sheet of paper. Wrong size. 1 second. So, No Man's Land. All right. We'll go ahead. I'm going to keep it on the list for now, and we will go ahead and roll again. Lazy Susan. All right. That would be a good one, Jay. Alaskan Thunderfoot. How about this? So if nobody likes the 3 that are picked, we can do it again. We can add the new names that Jay just came up with, and we'll go from there. Okay, one more time. I wasn't sure with exactly, was this an actual name that you wanted, Jay? You had mentioned it. Nope. All right. Well, then it's getting removed and we're drawn again. Tanglefoot. All right. I do like Tanglefoot. Ah, that makes sense. All right. So what do you think, everybody? Do you want me to go with any of those, or would you prefer if we added some more names to it and redrew? Okay. All right. So would everybody agree with Jay on that, to remove Lazy Susan? Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and add some more. I'll have to get back into my chat real quick to grab them, and then we will go from there. So I'll remove Lazy Susan, and we'll add some more. Okay. All right. Lazy Susan is getting removed. Go ahead. Shot in the Dark is one. Alaskan Thunderfoot. I do like that. Sorry if my camera's shaking, if I'm writing and everything. I want Captain Caveman. Wild card. What else here? Okay, I'm going back too far. Get rid of, okay. Choices. Okay, so I have went ahead, okay, I'll remove Captain Caveman and add the other ones. Let's go back to this. Do you like Shot in the Dark? It's gonna get that stuck in my head. Foot and wild card. All right. So I added those three. Let's go ahead and get back to this. And we'll go ahead and we can do this again. So Tanglefoot is one that is in the top 3 so far. Do you guys want to keep No Man's Land in the top 3? Okay, so scratching No Man's Land. And I will do that really quick. All right. So we just have Tanglefoot as the top 3. So let's go ahead and shuffle these. Perfect. I will shuffle these a few more times and we will go ahead and roll for the second and third. Patience, what do you guys think about that? Is that something that you're happy about? You like Tangle? Okay. Let's go ahead and I'll just remove that one and we'll do that again. Surprise. What do y'all think about that? You want Patience in the top? Okay. Patience will stay in the top 3. And how about Surprise? No, I don't like Surprise. All right. Let's go ahead and, well, yeah, okay, so we'll keep Tanglefoot and Patience. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and remove Surprise, since everybody wants Patience more. And we'll roll again. All right, I'm definitely okay with that one. obviously. Okay, so Alaskan, that might be a little hard to do on it, but I think I can make it work. So we have Alaskan Thunderfoot, and Patience, and Tanglefoot. Very feet-centric. Actually, yeah, I like the Alaskan Earthquake one too because it's very reminiscent of Alaska. We're very big into earthquakes up here. I definitely like Tanglefoot as well. That's going to be hard, the drawing. Yeah, I think I'm going to do... That's a good idea. I do like a top 5, and then we'll go from there. I'll definitely... Hopefully we can get Cyclops on here as well and do a googly eye. Let's go ahead and roll again. Chupacabra. I know I spelled that incorrectly, but Chupacabra. Gonna add that on there too. And I'm gonna actually go ahead and remove that. I'm gonna remove the other ones too to give what do y'all think about Chupacabra being removed? Go ahead and remove. Okay, I think I removed all the ones that are in the top 4 so far. And oh, so you guys don't like melodic either? All right. My goodness, we're gonna have to narrow this down a bit. And you want to remove, what else did you want to remove? Chupacabra and the other one. Chupacabra. All right. Yeah, I'm rooting for Cyclops a little bit too, but we will see. Okay, I make sure that I removed everything that's on the list. So we only have 3 of the top 5. We'll see here. What do you think about Floaty? Well, I definitely want this to be kind of like a community choice on it as well. So if everybody wants Cyclops, we can just go with that. ahead and do this again. How about unibrow? Yeah, we can keep narrowing it down until Cyclops is left. I mean, honestly, you could just go with Cyclopses if you all want that. So what we can do is the 5 of you or majority that's in stream right now, we can just call it, we can vote. What do you guys want? If you want Cyclops, go with Cyclops. Just let me know. So we have 2 for Cyclops. Okay, so 3 for Cyclops. Oh, okay. I have to keep drawing until it wins. All right, that works. So we'll go ahead and remove unibrow, and we'll go again. That works. It's gonna be the very last one. How about Cerberus squared? All right, we have like 3 or 4 here votes for Cyclops, so we might have to just do it. Exactly. I mean, I agree with Jay there too. Cyclops can be stubborn, and the lock was very stubborn for like 80 minutes. So we'll just go ahead and remove that and see if we get it again. See how long it takes us to get Cyclops. It was snowing earlier, so I do like Shot in the Dark. What do you guys think about that? We've been having a kind of like snowstorm the last 3 days. It's been fantastic. Honestly, I'm thinking about it, and Shot in the Dark might be a little hard to engrave. It's just so long, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that. Even though it does get that stuck in my head. Oh, so close, so close. Yeah. 2 Trench Warfare. Shall that be a remove too? This is a bit long too. Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure what our snowfall was this year. Depending on where it's at, probably a good chunk. Actually, that's a really good name, Locked Out. That is a really good name. Avalanche would be fantastic too. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove this as well, since nobody is vouching for it. Well, nobody wants good luck. I don't know, I think good luck is kind of generic a little bit. I think that's kind of what I'm getting from it. I almost named a lock a long time ago, Good Luck, and then I was like, meh, I don't know. I think I'm going to veto that one, actually. We're going to go like that. Told you, Cyclops is probably going to be the very last one. And Scary, I think, yeah, we're going to go ahead and remove that as well. Let's keep going, see if we can get it finally. How about Crazy X? Excuse me. Oh, you want to remove that too? Okay, all right. We'll go ahead and remove that. My wife might not like that anyways, so. So, since it's monster, does that count? Can we just call it Cyclops since it's monster? I'll save it for later. Okay, so monster. I do like Avalanche a lot too. That's pretty cool. Now that I added it to the list, we'll go ahead and do that. Yeah, I'm gonna remove that one as well. Just because it's so long, I think that's gonna be hard. Yeah, Avalanche definitely plays well, has good meaning to it, but so does Cyclops. I think both of them work really good. So since Pocket Woman was the one to suggest Wobbly, what do you think? Sorry, there's a little bit of a delay, so I'm just waiting. I'm kind of seeing the general consensus here is either Cyclops, Avalanche, or possibly Monster. Silence. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna remove this, or not remove it, but I'm going to shuffle these a little bit just to make it a little bit more fair. And yeah, it kind of sound, probably Cyclops. What about Medusa? If I spelled that correctly. All right, so what I'm getting the gist of here is we all want either Cyclops or Avalanche or possibly Monster. I'm gonna add Medusa on there as well. All right, what I'm gonna do is I am going to remove a bunch of these. I'll do just to kind of get this settled in a little bit. We'll go with Avalanche and what else do we have here? Is the general consensus these three, or would you prefer to also add Monster on there? That's okay, Pocket Woman. That's not a problem. We have patience. We're almost at 200 minutes here, so. These three are good? All right, well, let's go ahead and I'll shuffle this real quick just to do that, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, well, what we'll do is the last one wins, basically. Yep, works perfect. Medusa, yay or nay? All right, go ahead and remove it. And we will, ooh, as comes down to it, okay, here comes the hard one. Would you rather have Cyclops or Avalanche? Because if it stands now, we're getting Avalanche. All right, welcome back, Picksmith. Thoughts on these two names? Cyclops or Avalanche? So we have one vote for Cyclops. Okay, one for Avalanche. Okay, so two for Avalanche, one for Cyclops. Snowflake would work. All right, well, we will do that then, because it looks like the vote is for Avalanche. Oh, maybe not. Two for Cyclops, two for Avalanche. Oh, why doesn't Picksmith count? Because he wasn't here? Just because he has a sticker that's too big, huh? You know, I actually have one. You talking about this one? That's too big? That's not too big. This is a cool sticker. All right. Oh, I'm going to have to think about this. I don't know what I want. I like them both. They're both really good names. And if I do Cyclops, we can do the googly eye. If I do the Avalanche, I can do the Snowflake. I do agree with you there. It definitely fits the Alaskan theme, and pins do fall a lot. All right. Dang, it's hard to pick. Yeah, I do like the idea of possibly surprising you all. Maybe I will do that. Possibly. I mean, this is not going to happen for probably about 3 weeks, but I do like the idea of that. I wish I had Panda Frog's coin. I wish. I absolutely would flip it. Yeah, I know you guys hate surprises. I like the Alaska theme for Avalanche. I'm kind of leaning that way, but I really like that googly eye aspect. Okay, go ahead. You can, how about this? Flip it, and then I'll call it after you flip it. I'll call it as, heads one way or the other. And so then we have a little more information. But don't tell us what it is until how are we gonna do that? We'll go. Call it after not until, don't tell us what it is, but I'll call it once you do it, and then you'll have to tell us what it was, is what I'm saying. Just let me know when you're done flipping it, and I'll say, okay, so you flipped yours. Heads is going to be Avalanche. So what did you get, Picksmith? Man, this is hard. This is a hard one. I don't want to leave you on a cliffhanger here. 2 out of 3 says Avalanche. Yeah, okay. Well, how about this? I will probably go with Avalanche. I really like the Alaskan theme. It definitely brings a lot to what I'm trying to accomplish here. It shows, the dropping of the pin aspect of it. Plus, I can engrave a nice, a really nice, snowflake on there if I can engrave it nicely, that is. And that was a very good suggestion. So it fits really nicely. And yeah, we'll go from there, I guess. Just make the choice on that one. And just to double check, see if my choice was accurate, let's roll this one more time. I'm pretty positive I'm gonna go with Avalanche though. Yeah. So the last one would be Avalanche. And there you go. We'll just remove that, and that is the winner, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it really fits the whole Alaskan theme really well. It shows where it's from, and it also, I dropped pins the entire time I was picking it, which I like. Now I just have to figure out how I'm going to engrave this, but most likely what I'll do here is I will, I will engrave Avalanche here, one on both sides, right there. I will also engrave it on the key. So I'll have it engraved on the key. And then I will also do probably like a snowflake on the bottom. Might be like a really big snowflake, so I can get some really cool detail on it. So like the whole aspect of this whole bottom will be a snowflake. And then of course I will be doing a bee in the back for for the back since there was issues up here in the front. And yes, I agree with Pocket Woman. That is definitely not easy to narrow down, but I'm glad that we got there. That's okay. And we finally got it figured out. But like Picksmith said, it definitely, I was dropping pins. It was difficult. So the name suits the lock really, really well. And I might even do a snowflake on, if I can get this focused, on the key as well. Of course, somewhere on the lock, I'm not sure exactly where it's going to be, but I will engrave LSK on it, probably also on the key and the number. I always number my locks. I'm not sure what number this is. I'd have to look at my previous list. But most likely, I think in the 40 range or something like that. I haven't numbered these ones, so these add to the total number quite a bit. But yeah, and part 6, I will show all of this in good detail, really close up, show the whole process, and I will also go over presentation. Most likely, I will make a box that has the name on it, the LSK on it, as well as a snowflake, most likely. And yeah, it'll be cool. So anyhow, I think I'm gonna leave it there for today. Definitely was a fun stream for sure, and I'm still shocked that I got it open. Took me forever. That was great though, and I really appreciate you all being here, and picking with me today, obviously. And also, before I go, like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream and a little bit peppered throughout, I will be gone this week. I'm leaving this week, and I'm going to be gone for about roughly 3 weeks. So I'm not going to be around. I will still have access to the internet for the trip, so I can chat with people if anybody needs to get a hold of me. I'll still be on Discord and Reddit and everything. So you can still talk to me, but I will be gone, so I can't do any printing or anything like that. Yeah, but to answer Picksmith, I don't know if it's actually going to be a box or not. Maybe we'll do something special, maybe like a pill bottle or something. Who knows? Or maybe, just to make it special, maybe I'll make a 3D printed box. So we will see. That's a whole nother segment. I might make a series on doing 3D designing or something like that, and we can make a box for it. That would be really cool. Do like the whole theme, Avalanche with the, who knows? That just popped in my head. So we will see. Yeah. I definitely like the idea of having 3D printed box. I have quite a bit of experience doing that. It's difficult for sure, but I have the experience with doing it, and we could make a whole thing for it. Maybe have like a kick holder for it, put it in there, and have a whole theme. Maybe even paint it. I don't know. That's a lot of work and a lot of parts to it, but yeah. Anyhow. All right. Well, thank you all for picking with me today, and thank you for staying in this very long stream. I wasn't expecting it to be this long by any means, but 80 minutes into it, finally got it open. So Yeah. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, or morning, wherever you're at. And just so you know, Lockkraken, they're justified. They're definitely worth it. So just have to find a good one. So, all right. Well, I will see you all later. And if you have any questions or anything, like I said, I'm still on Discord and everything. So let me know. Thanks, everybody. Hope you all have a great day. See y'all.